primary ignition.
Welcome to Unlimited Power. My name is D-Rod, and I'm here to show you my pre-release and sealed guide to Iden Versio. First, we got to understand what Iden does. Great unit, former Imperial turned Rebel, right out of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. She's one of the first video game characters we saw revealed in Star Wars Unlimited Spark of Rebellion set. So Iden Versio costs 6 to get deployed, and when she gets deployed, she's a 4/4 unit, 4 attack, 4 health. She immediately gets a shield put on her, so she has a way of protecting herself. When an enemy unit is defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. That's a great static ability that isn't limited to once per phase. Now, when she's not deployed, her ability is you can take an action to exhaust her, and if enemy unit was defeated this phase, heal 1 damage from your base. Although Iden has some good stats, her ability does slow you down a little bit. So this is more for people who prefer to play more of a mid-range to late game strategy. Let's take a look at some of the cards that pair well with her in her leadership aspect of blue-black. One's going to be Lieutenant Childson. So the Lieutenant here has Sentinel, and when you play him, you can reveal up to 4 blue cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, you get a +1/+1 experience token. You're playing a blue-black leader, so your chances are you're going to be having a lot of blue cards. You want to play a little bit more mid to late game, so a card with Sentinel is really good. Now, a Sentinel unit that you can put into play, that's a 6/6, as long as you have 4 other blue cards with Sentinel on turn 3, is a really great play. Really sets you up for success and forces your opponent to waste some of their bigger cards on the Lieutenant before Iden comes out. Next is going to be Power of the Dark Side, one of my favorite cards that forces your opponent to make a decision, but it's immediately just going to defeat one of their units. It's a great card. Next is Inferno 4, on theme for Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the Inferno Squadron, which Iden Versio was the head squad leader of. But this card, when it comes into play, allows you to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and decide if you still want to leave them there. And when it dies, gives you that same option. That deck knowledge can get you ahead of your opponent in really great ways by letting you see what you really need and know what's coming your way. For Vigilance only, we're going to talk about these 3 cards here. Make an Opening is a great card that's going to be able to heal your base, which is something you're already doing, as well as lower the attack and health of another opponent's unit, and possibly even kill it. Next is the Cargo Juggernaut. Since you're playing a blue leader, the Juggernaut just seems to make sense, because when you play it, as long as it sees another blue aspect unit that's a friendly one, you can deal 4 damage from your base. It has a shield, so it protects itself. So again, these type of units are going to force your opponent to have to deal with them, because they know if they don't attack it, you're just going to swing with them and only lose a shield. Last is Takedown. Iden Versio wants to see units destroyed. So Takedown's a great one for defeating units already in play that have 5 or less HP. Yes, there's a lot of other blue cards we can play out there, especially blue-black ones that are going to take down units, but these are the 3 commons and uncommons I'd recommend that you'd be looking for. As far as the villain aspect, General Veers is going to give you all your Imperial units +1/+1, and blue-black has a lot of strong Imperial units, Iden Versio being obviously the leader of one of them. Snowtrooper Lieutenant's also going to give those units a +2. That's going to be important for keeping those units for hitting hard, especially if you need them to take out one of your opponent's units. Again, the goal of this deck is to kind of survive to that mid to late game to where you can drop some of your bigger units. As long as you're healing, you'll be fine, and the way you heal is by killing units. So maximum firepower just makes sense. With all the Imperial cards you're playing, especially a leader, you should always have at least 1 target that allows you to do damage. When we go into Cunning, you're going to find, again, similar styles here. The ISB Agent and the 7th Fleet Defender are both Imperial. 7th Fleet Defender is a space unit, which is always important to kind of go a little bit wide into both arenas, and it's going to be able to protect itself with that shield. The ISB Agent, however, is just going to be a low-cost Imperial unit that may give you some of the buff that you need. It also allows you to reveal an event if you choose to deal 1 damage to a unit. And last is Surprise Strike. Just a great common that is always going to catch your opponent off guard. No one is ever thinking about, Surprise Strike enough, especially when you're thinking about how much damage it can do. Play this on an ISB Agent, and now you have 4 damage coming your way, and it's probably going to remove a unit and heal a base. In the aggression aspect, Imperial Interceptor is one of those strong cards. It's Imperial, it enters play, and deals damage to another space unit on the other side. This damage could be used to remove a space unit, allowing you to use Iden's ability for healing. The First Legion Snow Trooper is a low-cost Imperial unit that, if for some reason a unit is damaged on your opponent's side, if you can take advantage of that, you'll get a +2 and the Overwhelm ability. Again, we want to see units die, so open fire. That's just a smart card always, right? Deal 4 damage to a unit for 3. It can't kill Iden Versio with her shield when it comes into play, but it can kill other leaders like IG-88, who has 4 health as well, but no shield. And lastly is the command aspect. With General Tag, you may find yourself playing a lot of troopers, Iden being one of them. It's a great sub-theme to find within Iden Versio's decks. So when you play this, you can give an experience tokens to up to 3 trooper units. Next is Overwhelming Barrage, one of the strongest green villainy cards out there. Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for the phase, then it deals damage equal to its power, divided as you choose among any other number of units. This card can equalize you at any point, or it can get you ahead of your opponents, depending on the type of unit you have in play. Last, Seasoned Shore Trooper. Fulfilling more of that trooper bonus, this unit gets stronger once you have 6 resources. These are all the cards I'd recommend you look for when building your Iden Versio deck. So if you're a fan of hers from Star Wars Battlefront 2 and want to, run a great trooper deck, I recommend you try this. And good luck, have fun, let me know how it goes in the comments, and may the Force be with you.